Welcome back to Synopsis. Today I'm going to explain a suspense and thriller movie recap titled Sleeping with My Student. Watch out for spoilers and enjoy the video. The movie is set in 2002 where a couple is shown fighting in a car while a baby is crying in the back seat. The guy was caught cheating on another woman and she grabs the wheel saying, "I'd rather die than having you live with her," causing the car to swerve, killing the father. Fast forward 17 years later, we're introduced to three girls in a fancy hotel by the beach, one of whom is Kathy Sullivan. She recently got promoted to become the principal of her school, and her friends Megan and Stacy are celebrating with her. They touched upon the topic of Kathy's recent separation with her husband while waiting for someone to come and fix the AC. Not long after, a very young and handsome looking repairman called Ian comes in to fix it. After a few drinks in, Kathy decides that she will go to the pool and cool down a bit before heading to bed. As she dips her toes in the water, Ian shows up and undresses himself. He gets in and invites her to join. Ian then makes his move and manages to convince her to bring him to her room. They go at it, having a fun, sexy time together, while Ian sets his phone to record this entire thing unfold without her knowing. As she and her friends were about to check out, they commended Ian to the manager, but the manager seems to be unfamiliar with an employee with such a name. But she shrugs it off, thinking that as long as the customers are happy, it doesn't really matter. The scene then switches to the back alley where Ian was waiting. He gave this guy his shirt back and some of the good stuff as a payment for allowing Ian to sub for him. He's then seen going back to the car, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm coming for you." The scene pans back to Kathy as she arrives in her mansion and checks in with her daughter, Bree, who has a speech impediment. Ian, on the other hand, goes back to the trailer where he lives with his mom and her deadbeat, drug-dealing boyfriend. Ian told his mom that he has a plan to get her out of this miserable life. The scene then pans to a teddy bear that looks very similar to the scene with the baby earlier on. Then comes school, where Kathy tries to settle into her new position and Bree doing her best to not get bullied for stuttering. As Kathy goes into the entrance, she sees Ian, a sight she wishes she never did see. The popular girls try to befriend Bree for being the principal's daughter. Ian is then seen walking into the class approaching Bree. After class ends, the cheerleader Captain Leslie, her best friend Gina, and her boyfriend try to recruit Bree. The boyfriend then makes a remark on how Bree was speaking funny. Then Ian steps in to defend her. The confrontation ends there because the boyfriend has other plans, but the scene after shows Ian threatening him to leave Bree alone. The girls get pizza afterward when they see Ian show up. Apparently, Gina lost her virginity to Ian at a party and really thought it was going to be a thing, but alas, it was only a one-night stand. Ian isn't remotely interested in Gina. He sets his eyes exclusively on Bree. And we're glad that you're exclusively setting time off to watch our video. If you like what you see, please consider liking this video and subscribe to our channel. Kathy finally sees Ian at school, which is when she realizes that she has slept with one of her students. Kathy then tries to learn more about Ian's backstory. The gossipy secretary then tells Kathy about him being a bad boy, having assault charges and serving probation after throwing a chair in class at his old school. Kathy stares at his records for the rest of the day, then rushes out when she looks out the window, seeing Bree conversing with Ian. Kathy didn't skip a beat to take Bree away from Ian abruptly, then telling Bree in the car to stay away from Ian. Ian gets back to his trailer and then tells his mom about Kathy, the girl that had an affair with Ian's late father, who died in the car crash shown earlier in the movie. He tells her mom, "I'll get revenge for the both of us," and says, "I'm gonna save Bree." Kathy called Megan over and confessed to her about everything. It is clarified that he is 18 and an adult. Megan came up with a plan where Kathy will go to school alone in the middle of the night and break into Ian's locker, planting a knife and framing him to get him expelled. The next morning comes and the security does a locker check and finds the knife in Ian's locker. This got him taken away in the middle of the class. Ian is taken to the principal's office and tells him that she knows that he is 18 and could face criminal charges. Ian then goes on and on about Kathy looking very sexy when she's angry. He then finally arrives at his point. where he shows her the sex tape he recorded, proceeding to blackmailing her for $50,000. Kathy refuses to comply with his demands, then expels him from the school. He gets to his car and drives away, with Gina tailing behind him. Ian arrives back at the trailer. Her mom's boyfriend is making a sandwich for himself while taunting Ian by saying how he knew he'll never get anywhere. Frustrated, Ian takes a knife and stabs him. Gina soon arrives and tells him how much she loves him. Ian understandably panicked and shouted that he only has time for family. He becomes even more agitated when Gina sees a seemingly lifeless body laying on the floor. Ian takes a bat and threatens Gina that if she ever tells anyone about what she saw, he will smash her face like how he smashed her window. After she leaves, he continues to take the bat and beats the boyfriend to death. The next scene shows Ian sneaking into the school and asking Bree to skip school with him, saying how he has something very important to tell her. Bree agrees, and Gina sees them leaving the campus and reports Kathy about it. Kathy calls Bree on the phone, but Ian was the one answering. He tells her not to call the police and demands that she takes out all the money she can, including all her valuables. They will meet up at a drop-off point in 2 hours. Ian shows Bree his gun and tells her that she is his little sister and that it's his duty to protect her. He blames Kathy for killing his father and tells Bree his version of this entire story, even admitting that he slept with Kathy. Bree becomes enraged, kicks him in the face, then runs off, but fails to escape. Kathy and Megan meet Ian and Bree at the drop-off point. Megan stays in the car, making sure that she calls the police in 10 minutes. Kathy tries to take control of the situation and tells Ian to take it easy and demands him to let Bree go. Kathy owns up to her affair and reveals the truth to Bree of who her real father is. Bree feels betrayed as she watches her helpless mother apologizing and making excuses. Ian is about to shoot Bree and Kathy. Kathy tackles Ian and Ian falls out of a second-story window. The paramedics are on the scene and Kathy has survived. Ian did not, leaving his mentally ill mother alone in her trailer to perish. Kathy and her husband decide to reconcile, and Bree forgives her mother, allowing them to become a whole family once more. This movie plays a lot with foreshadowing, and it really isn't that hard to pick on them. Is it by any means a masterpiece or a piece of literature worth reviewing? Nah, trust me, it's not worth it. Thanks for watching the video. Like if you like it, sub if you love it, and ring that bell so you'll never miss it.